Hi, my name's Mark. I'm one of the pastors here at Trillium. There's a guy in our congregation that came to us about 5 years ago. Came with nobody. He had no family, no friends. And realized pretty quickly that we were to become his family for him. A couple years ago, he told me he had cancer, stage 4 cancer. We've walked with him the last couple of years as a church, with someone who has nobody but ourselves, essentially. And he died last week. It makes me realize that life can at times be really hard, and there's often much suffering in it too. You know, the journey of love that Jesus is on today is a journey of hardship and suffering. When he enters into Jerusalem in the midst of the processions of palms, when all the people are cheering him on and waving him, celebrating him, he's on the journey of love. When he enters in the temple and he overturns the religion of sacrifice, when he overturns the business of religion and the busyness of religion, he is on the journey of love. In the temple, when he heals people and prays for them, he is on the journey of love. When he has his final meal with the disciples, or when he prays in Gethsemane, he is on the journey of love. When he's arrested, convicted, brutalized, he's on the journey of love. When he's nailed to a cross, crucified, and dies, he is on the journey of love. You know, I think that in the culture that we live in today, people are not taught what to do with suffering. We don't know what to do with suffering. We don't even know what to do with pain, just pain, except reach for the ibuprofen or the aspirin. And somehow we've been given this idea that life should be easy. I mean, it's often not, but we feel frustrated by that fact. But somehow life should be easy, when in fact the truth is it's hard. And it's especially hard for us when we walk the path of love, because the path of love goes straight down the middle of hardship and suffering. Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount said this. He said, "Enter through the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the road is easy that leads to destruction. And there are many who take it. For the gate is narrow and the road is hard that leads to life, and there are few who find it." In that passage, I think Jesus is teaching us that to walk the path of love, the journey of love, is to walk right down the center line of hardship and suffering. And it's so easy, or desirous of us, to flinch away or to find some escape route, to find some way around hardship or suffering in life. As the message puts it, don't look for shortcuts to God. The market is flooded with surefire, easygoing formulas. Don't fall for that stuff, even though crowds of people do. The way to life to God is vigorous and requires total attention, right down the middle. When I walked with this guy in my congregation, I learned how suffering is not just something that belongs to me from my own experience, but how we suffer when others suffer too. And that when other people are walking the hard journey in life, we sometimes walk it with them. For that is the way of love. I mean, how could it be really any other way when we really love people and we open our hearts and our lives to them, whether they're family or friends or neighbors or even strangers? How can we not enter into their suffering and hardship too? And yet Jesus teaches us that this is the key to life. This is the journey of love in its fullest expression. And he invites you and I to put ourselves right down the middle of the line and join him in bringing about God's way of love on earth. We think it should be easy and suffering-free, but the truth, of course, is quite the opposite. Yet in the journey of love, in that little kernel of truth, is offered to us heaven's way, and an expression of life that is ultimately unattainable in any other form. To journey with someone or to journey with yourself down that path of love right down the center is the key to life. It is the key to life in all its fullness.